Hello everyone, I wanted to make a quick update for you guys to let you know what has been going on with Blizzcon. It's been the first day and a ton of information has come at us, and I'm going to talk about it in the coming weeks. I'm going to make lots of lore videos about it, stuff like that. This is just a video to quickly, get you up to speed as to what's been going on and what they've announced. They started it off with a mind-blowing trailer for Heroes of the Storm. This is the Dota, League of Legends kind of game that they're making. And this trailer showed Arthas, Diablo, Draenor, Nova in a massive, incredible battle. Where at some point Diablo got hit with a nuke and Ghost's weapons got frozen by Frostmourne. It looked incredible. And later they showed some skins that they're going to use. It's only in alpha right now. The cinematic looked amazing. The game looks like a lot of fun. I wonder if it can compete with what's already out there, but so far it's looking damn good. Hearthstone will get an open beta in a month. At least that's the plan with Blizzard, but with Blizzard you never know. At least that's their plan, open beta for everybody to enter in a month. They also showed the special card that you get if you attend Blizzcon or bought a virtual ticket. And it's this awesome Tauren Chieftain card with special effects when it gets played. I'm not sure if you can get this card even if you didn't attend Blizzcon, because they said it would be a special Gul'dan card. Which kind of implied to me that there would be a standard card for everybody. I'm not sure. Another thing that they'll add to the game is the option of upgrading your hero and turning it into a golden hero with special animations in the background. This will be a reward for playing ranked matches, which I think is great. I was wondering what the motivation would be to ever play ranked matches, and this is a great start. This is a great reward. They told a little bit about the Warcraft movie, and they were talking about the classic days of World of Warcraft. The opening of Ankirai, battles at South Shore, raiding Onyxia, and the opening of the Black Portal. But they didn't really continue with this story, and it's planned for tomorrow anyways, so tomorrow we'll know more about the Warcraft movie itself. Now, on to World of Warcraft, and I'm going to go straight at it. The name of the next expansion is going to be Warlords of Draenor. Not the one that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Dark Below and my entire speculation video, yada yada yada. It turns out that my time travel video, my two-part time travel video, is more accurate to the story. We'll get to that in a moment. The features for this new expansion. First of all, the new world that we're going to play on is Draenor. Draenor is the name that they used for Outland before it got blown up. So we're going to go back in time, back to the original planet before it got destroyed. You'll be able to build and upgrade your garrison, which is player housing. The character models are going to get updated. The level cap will be raised to 100. There will be new dungeons, new raids, new monsters. There will be a new world PvP zone, new items and rewards, hundreds of new quests, and you will get the option to boost one character to level 90 and immediately play. This option will be for anybody who buys the expansion. That includes people who already been playing, so you can choose to level up an alt instantly to level 90, or for those that just joined the game, will instantly be at the end of the game into the new expansion, and they can skip all that old content. For those paying attention, you might notice no new class, no new race. I'll now briefly talk about the story behind the game, and after that I'll go into the features that they've announced. But the story is quite huge, and like I said, I'll make more videos in details where we can talk about the story and speculate about the events. I just want to let you know what's going on. Like I said, it turns out that they're going to go with the time travel story that I speculated, and Garrosh is going to escape his prison, and he's going to get help from a friend who can travel through time. They dropped the name Kairos a couple of times, which would make a lot of sense for those who watch those time travel videos. Kairos is an NPC on the Timeless Isle. He was gathering power for his hourglass. He had these visions where he was the trader that he was looking for. It all makes sense. Could also be a team up with Rephion, because we saw Anduin talking to Garrosh, so who knows how that's going to play out. But anyways, he's going to escape his prison, going to travel back through time, and he's going to manipulate events to prevent the orcs from ever drinking the blood of the demon Manoroth. We're going to see an uncorrupted original First Horde, with warlords like Grom Hellscream, Durotan, who is Thrall's father, Ner'zhul, Gul'dan, and a whole bunch of characters part of that original horde, all kinds of orcs. They showed a trailer where orcs and Draenei were having some awesome battles, and they're fighting each other, but it had a few changes compared to the original story. Like, for example, the orcs had a couple of high-tech siege weapons, which in the original story they didn't have. Garrosh, being from the future and all, he gave them these upgrades. They explained that although Garrosh will travel back through time and we're going to follow him, the expansion does not focus on the time travel itself, which in my opinion translates to, we wanted to do an expansion with all Draenor, we wanted to show you that area, but we don't want to think about any time travel complications. What effects that would have on our timeline, we don't want none of that. Just enjoy the story and we'll show you old Draenor. We the players, we're going to follow Garrosh, and they explained that this is going to be like the Death Knight starting area. So it's a chain of events that you're going to follow. It's a suicide mission and we're going to follow him to old Draenor and try to prevent his plans. His plans of creating this new horde, the Iron Horde, from invading our Azeroth in our current time period. Just to make this clear, Garrosh travels back in time and there he is trying to take this uncorrupted first horde and bring them back to our period in time, right after the Siege of Orgrimmar, somewhere in that time period, and we're supposed to prevent that. How can he do this? It's time travel, people. You can give any explanation to it, and it's possible. Alliance and Horde goes after him, we try to stop him. They said that Garrosh will not be the main end boss, there is a guy behind the guy. Possibly Kairos, perhaps even Rephion. So that's the story setup, and we get to see the original Draenor outland before it got blown up, and we need to prevent Garrosh and this new horde from taking over our time period. They also said that this expansion would flow into the next one, already the next one, which makes me wonder if this Draenor is all that we're going to get. But Blizzcon isn't over yet, they still have plenty of things to tell. It just felt to me like it was an incomplete story. On this new, or at least on this old Draenor, we can see that the Draenei, they crash landed there and they have this civilization, right, with Naru technology and these special gems that give them power. And we saw Velen fighting in this cinematic against these Warlords of Draenor. So, for some reason, they still follow the orders of Gul'dan into attacking the Draenei. So, Alliance teams up with the Draenei, Horde teams up with Thrall and the Frostwolves, and we go and have our little story. That's all I'm going to say so far, that's like the basic story behind it. We'll go into more details in a later video, trust me. Now about the new features. Build and upgrade your garrison. Garrison means player housing. You get to choose where in Draenor you want to build your house, which you can upgrade. You can place items inside of it, you can show off your achievements, and you'll get followers. These followers, they're NPCs that you can send out to do quests, you can do them, make them do dungeons. Even when you're offline, they will do the job for you, and when you get back you can see the rewards of this, you can see what they've done. This has been requested for a very long time, and I'm excited that they finally decided to add this to the game. I do wonder how they're going to solve the lag problem and the amount of area that you have to place your housing in. Because you only have an X amount of area and an X amount of players, and at some point it's going to be full. My guess is that they'll probably create a certain amount of areas where you can build a house. You can still pick it, you can still pick your location, but there'll only be a limited amount of locations. They'll phase it out like they did with the farm in Pandaria. And you'll be able to show off your house when you invite a friend to your group. This is just my interpretation of the information. I have no idea how they're going to solve this problem, but yeah, that's just my idea behind it. They're going to improve the system behind bag space and your inventory. For example, heirlooms will be placed in a new interface, like the way your pets and mounts are stored in your little book. That's the same with the heirlooms. You no longer have to search all your alts, and you no longer have to keep it in your bag slots, because it's just in that menu. The same goes for vanity items, like all the items that we found in Pandaria. They will all be there in this new interface, and they'll even add a button that allows you to summon a random favorite mount, random favorite pet. Absolutely beautiful. You can sort your bags out, you can make one for junk, you can make one for your gear, one for materials, and that way you can sort out your bags more easily, and the quest items are no longer stored in your bags. Besides that, you can craft directly with items stored in your bank, and they'll increase the stack size of most items to 100. Adventure Guide. This guide will give you tips as to what you can do with your character. For example, you're max level, you're an engineer, then the Adventure Guide will give you the option of making the new epic mount from engineering. For example, you play a lot of PvP, then this Adventure Guide will tell you, well, you could go to this battleground right now, or you could go to this vendor, get some PvP gear. So it's like an in-game Wowhead or an in-game Ask Mr. Robot, an in-game friend that will tell you what you could do to upgrade your character. They're going to update the character models, and from what I've seen so far, it looks damn impressive. Not only does it look better, because they're going to go with the standard that they've made with the Pandaren, they're also going to add the animations, they're going to upgrade them, they're going to upgrade the cloaks so that they look more real, and for what I've seen, these new animations, oh man, beautiful. The new dungeons and raids. There will be 7 new dungeons at launch. 4 will be for leveling up and 3 are going to be at max level. And of course you have your normal mode, heroic mode and challenge mode. They're once again going to upgrade a classic dungeon, and this time it's going to be Upper Blackrock Spire. I'm not too sure what I think about this, because I remember UBRS from the old days. It could be kind of cool. Finding the beast again could be awesome. I just hope that they make you get the ring again in order to enter the instance. That would be brilliant. 2 new raids, and one of them is called Heimal, which is an ogre raid in Nagrand, or Nagrand, or whatever you want to call it. And funny enough, in this time period, the ogres are the ones with the big civilization. The orcs, they were scattered clans in tents and stuff like that, and the Draenei, they kept mostly to themselves. This raid will have 6 bosses, and the next raid, Blackrock Foundry, will have 10 bosses, so a total of 16 bosses. This Blackrock Foundry is the war machine of the Iron Horde, where they forge their weapons, their armor, and they get the army ready. This area is led by Blackhand, who was the first war chief of the Horde in our time period, so it could be damn cool to face him in battle. If you want to know what he looks like right now, he is in the chest event in Karazhan. They will also add new world bosses, like we've seen with Nalak and Udasta, but they haven't given really any details around this. Besides those new raids, besides that, they're going to redesign the raid structure and add a lot of more scaling. Now, I hope I got this right. I'm not entirely sure, but I hope I got it right. Looking for raid will become available for 10 to 25 people, where the bosses scale if people leave or join. So say you're in a looking for raid and people leave, then the boss will scale and you can still pull him and still kill him. Flexible raiding will become the normal mode. Once again, 10 to 25 people, and once again it will scale. Normal 10 and 25 will become heroic 10 to 25 players. Heroic 10 and 25 men will become mythical mode for 20 players. So the way that I gather it, mythical mode is really the mode for the people looking for a challenge. The rest will be kind of like flex raiding, only on different difficulties. Kind of cool, with bosses that scale and no longer limited to the amount of people that you're going to take with you. Yeah, pretty cool. The new World PvP zone is located near the Black Portal, and they described it as a sandbox battleground where fights can take place for days. Much like old Elturek Valley, where you could log out and log back in the next day to see the fight still going on, that's what they're trying to do with this sandbox PvP battleground. They're going to be siege weapons, they're going to be buildings to destroy, lots of fighting, and I was first worried about my server because we don't have enough players to actually have these epic battles, but they said they would integrate it with cross-realm, so there will be plenty of people to fight. They're also going to improve the UI for Battlegrounds. Right now you need an add-on like Deadly Boss Mods to tell you how much time is left before a flag or tower is captured. This will become a standard UI function, you can see it on the map, and they'll also change the animation of the flags in, for example, Arafi Basin. Right now the flag only turns grey. In the future it will slowly turn to the color of the faction that's capturing it, and it will give you an indication as to how long the flag still takes. Another great thing that they're going to add to the Battlegrounds is the Battleground score. Points given not for just killing people or doing the most damage, but actually following the objectives of the battleground. Hopefully this will motivate people to actually do what they're supposed to do in a battleground, to actually follow the things that you need to do, and not just mindlessly kill everybody. And it will also be easier to identify who are AFKing. Battleground rewards, a bonus random reward where you just need to get lucky and win stuff for doing PvP. This could be items, could be extra honor, bind on equip gear, and many more items to just give a little bit of additional motivation and get you out of that mindset of calculating your honor points each week and already knowing what's going to happen and what you will spend your points on. To remove a bit of the pressure on having to choose between upgrading gear or buying a new item, they'll add a weekly quest which will reward you by upgrading an item. Finally, the Trial of the Gladiator for the PvP section. This trial is only available for a limited amount of time, and they did this, they made this so to prevent people from messing up the ladder by logging in late at night, and they keep the queues nice and busy. So for example, at 4 on a Saturday until 8 o'clock at night, you will be able to queue up for the Trials of the Gladiator. This trial is going to be the arena ladder, and it will have tournament rules. You can get any gear that you want, so the arena match no longer depends on the gear, because you can get it from the vendor, equip it, ready to go. But it will be more about the player and the class. This feature will be for the prestige rewards, like mounts, pets, titles, stuff like that, and I can't wait to try it out. I know that there are a lot of lore lovers in the audience, and they also had a little Q&A, and I wanted to let you know the questions that I found most interesting. What about Illyria and Tyrellian? Well, we're not going to see them. We will see Khadgar, who will join the Alliance as they make their way to Draenor, but Illyria and Tyrellian, still not in the game. Garrosh felt like a letdown. Grom got corrupted, and Garrosh goes down the same path with the heart of Y'Shaarj and got corrupted himself. Will you address this in the next expansion? Will this be part of the story? Yes, we are. We may have pushed Garrosh a little too far. We're not going to redeem him, but we will provide a satisfying ending for both the players and Garrosh. His path was definitely similar to his father's path, but it's not over yet. He has daddy's issues, and they'll have to work that out. On a side note, this was not in the answer, but there was some data mine speculation about the next expansion being all about fathers. Like Thrall with his father Durotan, Garrosh with Grom, and possibly even Rephion with Deathwing. But that's just data mined on a side note. Demons in this next expansion. How are the demons connected to this expansion? Is Medivh still corrupted? Is he still connected to Gul'dan? Gul'dan did drink the blood, so he is going to be the one orc corrupted amongst all the others, and this is going to create tension between him and the orcs. The rest of the horde won't drink it, and this doesn't make Gul'dan happy, and Kil'jaeden is not pleased at all. Once again, side notes. What about Kil'jaeden? They haven't really explained what else the story might contain besides the Iron Horde and the Draenei. Where is Kil'jaeden in all of this? What will happen to Manoroth when they all refuse to drink his blood? And how are they going to build the Dark Portal without the help of Medivh? Where is the best friend of Durotan, Orgrim Doomhammer? You'll see him intimately. No, not really. Orgrim is not one of the chiefs of Draenor, but he will have a bitching storyline. Durotan will feel betrayed by Orgrim. On the subject of time travel, will we see duplicates of characters like one Garrosh from our time periods and one Garrosh sick with dragonpox? Nope, because we're clever. That was their answer. Like I said, it will have time travel, but they're not going to deal with these complications. Thrall and Garrosh didn't know their fathers. How will that impact them? They're going to react true to the character. If I'm Thrall and I go back in time, will Durotan be a noble dude, or was he noble because the time asked for it? Thrall going back and meeting his dad and uncles and clan and seeing how badass they were, this is what he needs to pull it together. This is what he's going to need to remember who he was. Once again, side note. Didn't you just do a complete expansion where you turned Thrall to his shamanistic side, where he becomes the leader of the Urvan Ring, where he got a child with Agra? Why are you dragging Thrall back into the... never mind. Never mind. Next question. This isn't going to affect our current timeline, but will there be a chance to explore alternative realities? It will affect our timeline, as in we in our timeline go back in time. There will be Iron Horde coming through the Dark Portal. Interesting. Zayla and the Dragamaw. Will we see the Dragamaw? Does Zayla live? Is she pregnant? Zayla survived the siege. She's with Team Garrosh and she goes with Garrosh back in time. Will we see Draka and Great Maragaya? Yes. Will Agra and their son join Thrall? No. Garona half-Orcan. Will we see her? Yes. In what time period is this all going to take place? Before these guys march to the Dark Portal and drink demon blood. Garrosh enters the story around 2 years before they drink, and he starts to manipulate these events. Is the Burning Legion going to show up? Gul'dan is still on the telephone with Kil'jaeden. Interesting. Sylvanas still doing bad stuff and nobody seems to notice. Will we do something with her? Yes, we love Sylvanas and we want to leave her doing bad stuff. One day we may have to deal with it, for now she's okay. Blood Elves, and will they play a role in this expansion? There may be a correlation with Blood Elf Paladins and deeper understanding where Paladins come from or the source of light. In my opinion, this is hinting to a storyline with Ner'zhul and possibly explaining the source of light for all those that wield it. It's already speculated that the Ner'zhul are behind all of it, like the light that even the humans connect to, but it's never been confirmed. Might be a very nice additional storyline. Shamans. What kind of mega powerful shamanism developed on Draenor? Will we be seeing it, and will it change our shamanism as we know it today? You're going to see awesome stuff. You'll see Draktar go blind from messing with the elements. There will be huge shamanistic elemental storylines, and they also said that Thrall is going to go back to his roots and put his armor on again. He's going to meet his father and the old Frostwolf clan, and this will influence him greatly. Alliance got their high point. Can you expand upon the horde difficulties of rebuilding? As in, the siege is over, Vol'jin now rules the show and the family needs to rebuild. Will we see this in the story? The Iron Horde is as bad as the original horde was. Thrall built a different horde with a different mindset. Garrosh was told how amazing his father and the old horde was, and he went with Thrall to Azeroth. There he got very confused about this mixed horde trying to work towards peace, while he was told what kind of a badass race of conquerors these old horde used to be. He tried to turn the horde into the vision that he had in his mind, got his butt kicked, and now he's going to go back in time, manipulate things and get the horde he always wanted. So they didn't really answer his question as to are we going to develop the horde story any further, but there are still a couple of questions that I have towards the story, because I have this creepy feeling as in, is this just going to be it? You still have so much more to tell. What is the mindset of the Draenei? Why do we see Velen fighting all of a sudden? He didn't do that before. Is the expansion really going to be that orc focused? Because so far all we've seen is orc and Draenei. Didn't we just do an orc expansion? Who is going to be the big bad guy behind all of this? And I'm hoping tomorrow more details and we can talk about it then. For now, I'm going to stop talking. It's getting late and there's just so much information. If you want to get updates as I watch the stream, join me on Facebook or Twitter. The links are in the description. And otherwise, we'll talk again in the next video. One last thing. Christy Golden sent out a tweet that made me very happy. She's working on a new book that will be related to this expansion. And I can't wait. I really can't. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope I didn't ramble for too long. I'm getting ready for bed now because it's really late. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the video for tomorrow. Hope you're having a great weekend. And until next time, guys. See ya!